What is up, my good people on YouTube? I don't know if anybody is up at 3 o'clock in the morning, West Coast time. But if you are, I am kind of chilling, feeling really good, and decided to do a little DJ set tonight. I don't know what I'm going to spin. I'm just going to spin whatever just I feel. And maybe you guys and gals in the chat room too can let me know what you want to hear, if I'm going in the right direction. Psytrance is my thing. I love Psytrance. It just feels like that's what Dimitri Darko is about. Psytrance. But I do need to start spinning some other genres too. But I do love the flow of Psytrance, no doubt about it. I've been doing some heavy experiences and working a lot with DMT. And it's funny because the DMT work I've been doing lately hasn't really clashed with the kind of relaxation that I've been doing. This time it's Modelo Negro. I know that's racist, isn't it? Modelo Negro. That means black in Spanish. But my DMT experiences have actually been pretty interesting. And I'm starting to get a little more instruction, a little more direction, I guess that's what I should say, from the raw consciousness as to how we're going to be moving forward throughout this matrix reset. And while I love the persona and identity of Dimitri Darko, and I notice my mic is really low, so let me turn that up a little bit. I love the persona and everything that goes along with Dimitri Darko. 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, and 12 seconds may not necessarily be the correct algorithm that we're looking at here. It's funny because it seemed like after 2021, well, at the beginning of 2021, we found ourselves in kind of this holding pattern. And I think a lot of us were experiencing the surrealism of everything that's transpired and the way that everything is happening right now in the Matrix. I mean, 2020 was so shocking for everybody who is halfway awake because we've talked about all this stuff. You know, go back to one of our first shows, November 5th, 2009. We were talking about how they're planning to do everything that happened in 2020. So we have been preparing, we have been warning people, we've been doing all that. And watching it actually transpire was shocking for all of us. And me personally, I feel like the last year I've been in shock. Just, you know, seeing something so unexpected that it takes a little while to comprehend how the entire world can shut down, how the entire world can just close their businesses down, how the entire world can go become guinea pigs and want to be guinea pigs, police each other, and so on and so forth. And so for a long time, I thought the Matrix was shutting down. But the reset process, from what I've realized in this DMT experience, the reset process is a process where we reset it and we rebuild it. Now, I didn't think anything about rebuilding this place afterwards, you know? I was just thinking, it's time to go home, reboot the computer, and then consider whether we want to turn it back on or not. But I started to remember what this machine was about and why it was built to begin with. And it was built for peace, love, unity, and respect. And we had that for such a long time, but we lost it because of the virus in the system. So it's not the system that's flawed, it's the virus in the system. And once the virus is removed from the system, then the system goes back to being what it's supposed to be: peace, love, unity, and respect. And we're here right now to bring that frequency of peace, love, unity, and respect. Some of us are going to be going home and doing work from the other side just because that's where we're needed. Others are going to remain here and be the frequency conductors that bring everything back to a positive timeline. And the Matrix reset process, it doesn't end until December 2022. I mean, that was our calculations when we came back from Egypt. 2020 hit, and then 2021, we knew that it was going to be rough. We knew that the virus was going to fight back. But at the same time, me personally, and I think many of you, kind of looked at this situation like, well, there's no hope after what happened in 2020, going into 2021. I guess the system is so virus infected that there's no hope. So the only thing we can do is prepare to go home. And so Dimitri Darko was born. 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, and 12 seconds, preparing to go home. But then during these experiences, these recent experiences, I realized that we each have a choice. We can go home if we want, and many of us are needed on the other side. Or we can stay and make this place better. We can stay and bring this place back to balance, back to what it was supposed to be. Peace, love, unity, and respect for one another. And as we move through 2021, I'm seeing more and more of that. I'm seeing more random acts of kindness. I'm seeing more people coming together and helping each other. I see people waking up everywhere I go. It's either the frequency that I'm vibrating on, or it's just that it's spreading so much. Everybody is aware of the vacation. Everybody sees through the illusion, which was the zombie virus. Everybody sees through the illusion, which was the rigging of the thing that happened in 2020. Again, I can use keywords on YouTube. Everybody sees through the illusion because they're so transparent. Their push to censor the truth, their push to censor opposing opinions, their push to censor information that goes against the accepted talking points have woken up so many people, and people are still continuing to wake up, that the game is starting to change on itself. And so they took all the dislikes off of YouTube, for example. I think that's a clear indication to so many people out there that we are in the majority. We're not in the minority. We are in the majority because they have to cover up 26,000 dislikes on White House videos, on CNN. They're losing their ability to put out their frequencies. They're losing their abilities to cast their spells. And more power is being shifted over to us, the organic consciousness, the organic creators. And as this power shifts towards us, then we can make this reality whatever we want it to be. And I'm starting to manifest wonderful, wonderful things. And through these recent experiences, I realized we're each going to have a choice. Now, me personally, I think I want to choose to stay here. I've said that before. I've said, I will be the last one out. I will not leave until every organic consciousness has woken up from this machine and is back in their real body. And I think many of you feel the same way too. So, for the last several months, I've had my focus in the wrong place. My focus has been on coming to terms with the fact that I'm leaving, finishing up any work that I need to get done. But in actual fact, what I'm doing is I'm laying the foundation for the rebuilding process that we're all going to be a part of as we rebuild the matrix. So I want to know what each and every one of you feel about that. And the messages that I'm getting is that everything is going in the direction that's supposed to go. Everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to. Virus-infected programs, non-player characters are being pushed back into Sophia right now. But the ones that aren't virus-infected, and I mean that physically and ethereally, as above, so below, the ones that aren't virus-infected are staying right here. And I met 4 people today randomly. One was at the dentist, another was at a tattoo parlor, another was at a gas station, another was at another place I stopped at today. I don't remember where exactly it was, but all 4 of them didn't say anything about me not wearing a face diaper. And when I said thank you for not saying anything, thank you for not pushing that, they said, all of them said, I'm so sick of this shit. I don't even want to wear this. The dentist, who I just went in for just a checkup, I had these implants done a few months ago, and I have a little temporary in the front, so they wanted to see the progress of the healing. But they told me, both of them, they said, I'm not sure what side of the coin you stand on, so it's difficult to talk to people. But I'm glad that I know where you stand, because now I know what I can say around you and what I can't. And everything that's happening right now is complete and total bullshit. Medical professionals that I'm speaking to are all coming to the same conclusion, independently. We're either really lucky and just find people who are resonating on the same frequency, or there's a mass awakening taking place right now, and it's taking place in the most important places. There was something interesting that happened today, too. There is some information going around Facebook that a vacation mandate for nurses has been blocked in all 50 states. I dug into it a little bit deeper, and it's not quite blocked in all 50 states just yet, but they did an injunction on stopping the mandate for healthcare workers. And all the healthcare workers that I speak to, they do not want this at all. The healthcare workers don't want this because they see what's going on. But legislation is being passed, and I'm sitting here scratching my head and looking around and going, how is this happening? We have a blue Senate, we have a blue Congress, we have a blue White House. But for some reason, somehow, there are some elements here that are still thwarting their agenda. And those elements are you and I. Those elements are those healthcare workers that know what's going on. Those elements are each and every one of us. Those elements are the ones who walk around and give hugs and kisses to everybody, regardless of what kind of fear propaganda is out there. The ones that are spreading the love, and the ones that see what's going on. What I find interesting, though, and I think this is an interesting dynamic that I think we should consider, is with the healthcare workers, for example, that I've been encountering, the dentist, for example, if the person coming in is really into the propaganda and is really all about the face diaper and really about everything else like that, then she refrains. She does what she needs to do, keeps her opinions to herself, moves on to the next. When she found somebody of a like mind, then she felt freer, and she felt like she could speak openly and freely. And as a matter of fact, I gave her some Aya Life a couple months ago, and she was just raving about Aya Life when I walked in, and I didn't even expect it because I forgot that I gave it to her. But I walked in and I said, she looked like she lost a lot of weight. And I walked in and I said, wow, you look great. Have you been working out? She goes, no, I've been using your product regularly. And I was like, really? And she says, oh, yeah. She's like, I got like 5 people on it now. And I was like, that's phenomenal. She has neuropathy. I think that's what it's called. It's like nerve pain. And she said she couldn't sleep. And she said after 4 days of using it, she sleeps like a baby. And her pain's gone. She's giving it to her mother. She's giving it to her friends. She's giving it to everybody. Ayalife, ayalife.com. But, I've been looking around and asking myself, what can we do better? How can we improve? And it's just confirmation after confirmation from the universe that everything is being done exactly the way it's supposed to. And I'm wondering if you guys and gals are also getting those same confirmations in your day-to-day life too. And I notice that it all depends on the frequency that you're in. because I'm very open about who I am, about how I feel at the time. Sometimes I get on and I do shows and they're negative. I recognize that because I'm feeling in a low frequency. Sometimes there's weeks that go by that I don't do shows because I don't want to spread that negative energy. And we've got some Patreons over at patreon.com/BTV Tribe that have just been amazing. They understand. If 3 weeks go by without doing a show, they still hang out. They know, hey, Chris and Cherie are rebalancing themselves right now. But I realize that when I go out and I'm in this positive frequency, I'm surrounded by positivity. I attract people who are of like minds. And I realize just how many people are truly woken up. So it's up to each and every one of you, to go and spread that positive energy. Go spread that frequency of truth. Spread the truth frequency. And just by existing in this matrix and staying in that positive frequency, we shift the frequency of the matrix. But it's important to not get sucked into that negative frequency. And I'm speaking from experience here because there's so much negativity that has been bombarding us on an individual level here in every direction. I've talked about this. TFR was hacked really bad. I could have looked at it and said, you know what? Forget about it. I have more important things to focus on. Or I said, no, we're going to rebuild it. We're going to build it back. We're going to get rid of this virus. We're going to build it back. We're going to build it back better than it's ever been. Cherie has a very serious surgery coming up, and we put the frequency out there. The surgery is going to go great. She's going to be better than she's ever been. It's going to take care of problems that have been there for a long, long, long time. And once I started putting that frequency out, instead of the frequency of, well, everything is going to shit, I started to see things change in my own consciousness. And I realized that's why we're still here. That's why we're here in the tangent universe. This tangent universe is a quarantine area. The virus is being quarantined. But at the same time, while the virus is quarantined and removed from the matrix, the antivirus also has to exist within the tangent universe to combat the virus. And this virus is it's a big virus. I'm talking about physically and, most importantly, ethereally and esoterically, because what we're seeing in the physical is a manifestation of the ethereal virus, the mind virus. And this virus is sneaky. This virus likes to trick you. This virus plays tricks on you. It makes you believe that you're all by yourself. It makes you believe that the whole world is thinking one thing, and you're one of the very few that's seeing through the illusion. But in actual fact, it's the other way around. In actual fact, the masses are seeing through the illusion, and it's very few that are maintaining the illusion, falling into the illusion, and it's all artificial intelligence that is maintaining the illusion out there. We're down to Omicron right now. Me and the dentist were laughing about that today. And we're like, why'd they skip all the other letters? So I wanted to do a DJ set because I'm feeling really good, feeling really positive. But at the same time, I wanted to deliver this message. From here on out, we're here to rebuild it bigger and better than it's ever fucking been. So 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, and 12 seconds. It's not when the world ends. It's when the world begins.
In the year 2020 of the Common Era, the Great Tribulation began. First, a biological weapon was released upon the world, causing a global pandemic. In response, social distancing protocols were enacted, resulting in separation, isolation, and fear of one another. Simultaneously, Simultaneously, race-based civil unrest was orchestrated by the cabal. Tech companies began an assault on freedom of speech and freedom of expression. The attack was not only on life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but ultimately an attack on the very foundation of peace, love, unity, and respect. In response, a being was summoned from the great halls of Amenti, not as a savior of mankind, but rather a being who has returned for the reunification and rebalancing of all consciousness. This being is known as the Master of Mysteries, the Keeper of Records, the Balancer of Scales. Rejoice, my brothers and sisters, for spring is coming. The crescent moon is rising to illuminate the darkness. We are here to revive the very heart essence of consciousness. We are here to revive the vibe, the vibe, the vibe, the vibe, the vibe, the vibe.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the future. 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, and 12 seconds. This is when the world will end, and we reset it back to the positive timeline. Join me and focus your intentions on the sounds of Dimitri, Darko, DMT.
to go then.
It is said that we humans only use 10% of our cerebral capacity.
Essentially presupposes that the entirety of life has but one aim: to return to the source. This process of spiritual awakening is ultimately an initiation into the enduring harmony of the world order. Essentially presupposes that the entirety of life has but one aim: to return to the source. This process of spiritual awakening is ultimately an initiation into the enduring harmony of the world order. about ascending that mystical ladder that punctuates the heavens and leads right up to the doorstep of
Watu wawe na amani, watu wawe na amani, watu wawe na amani, watu wawe na amani. Moyoni mwangu, dada wote moyoni, wazazi wote moyoni, moyoni mwangu moyoni, mama wote moyoni, babu wote moyoni, kabila wote moyoni, moyoni mwangu moyoni, baba wote moyoni, mama wote moyoni, shangazi wote moyoni, moyoni mwangu moyoni, 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 moyoni. Moyoni, 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 moyoni mwangu moyoni, 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 moyoni mwangu moyoni, 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 moyoni. きをて模様にバキラリをて模様に模様にもぐ模様にミティをて模様にビメアをて模様にアワをて模様に模様にもぐ模様にジャワをて模様にビリマをて模様にビアマをて模様に模様にもぐ模様に今をて模様に空をて模様にイヤにをて模様に模様にもぐ模様に模様に模様に模様に
You have the look of a man who accepts
plunged into that DMT realm.
ovaries to kids land. Got daily dimension. It's done with man. The only reason I cracked up is probably because you moved in. Any military victims?
Not according to public records.
The thermogenic signatures again, factor in 3,000 degrees.
The Oracle clouds repeated about.
Experience things. Then their ovaries to kids land. Gods, aliens, dimensions, it's done with man. The only reason I cracked up is probably because you moved in.
According to public records.
Factor in 3,000 degrees.
The Oracle clouds repeated about.
What could it be?
be. It can only be one day, 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 one day,
Completing the UFO.
something out there close enough to be observed.
I am toast, but thank you all. This has been freaking awesome, and thank you all for hanging out. And see you even further beyond the veil. Kiss the one you love right now. You never know last time is going to be.